guys, welcome back to my channel, and as you can tell from today's video, I am doing my birth story, and I've got my little guest with me. So this is my daughter, April Lily Nedley. She was born 2 weeks early on the 31st of August at 12:18 a.m. So yeah, let's get into it. So on August 29th, I went into hospital into the A&E part because I hadn't felt her move all day long, and they say if you don't feel your baby move all day, then you should go and get them checked. So I went and got them checked, got hooked up to the monitor, and they did her heartbeat and they said she was absolutely fine. So to go home, but to come in the next day for an emergency scan. I was having lots of scans anyway because they said that she was a small baby, so they were worried about growth. So I was having lots of scans anyway. So they wanted to put me in for an emergency scan for her reduced movements and the fact that she was so small. So I had a scan the next day at midday, and after that scan they had said that she hadn't grown in 2 weeks since I last had my scan, so they wanted to induce me straight away. So I went into hospital on the Wednesday thinking I was just going in for a scan and they were telling me everything's okay, and I was literally induced that day. So I had to wait for my partner to arrive at the hospital, and also my dad, he had to come and pick up my firstborn. So that was around 2 o'clock they came, and then we went up to the A&E department to go and just be monitored until they had a bed ready for us. But they said there was a bed ready straight away. So we went up into the labour and delivery suite. Hey, baby girl. And I had my waters broken at 4:10. So my labour in all total was 6 hours, which was brilliant. It was half of the amount of time that it was my son. So in my experience, when they say your second baby is quicker and easier, that was true. Her labour was half the time, and her labour was also a hell of a lot easier. So I had my water broken at 4:10, and then my body wasn't naturally going into labour. So around 6 o'clock, they put me on a hormone drip to kind of speed up the contractions, make them more intense, kind of get my body going. So they were checking on me every hour or so. So me and my boyfriend watched the new Guardians of the Galaxy and ate lots of snacks while we were kind of waiting for things to kind of rev up. And it was so funny. They were like, you know you're having contractions, right? And I was like, am I? I wasn't feeling any. For the first 6 contractions I had, I did not feel them at all. They were like, you're having contractions, and I was completely oblivious, didn't even feel them. So they had to up the amount of hormone drip, like hormones I was getting, to try and get things going even more. Honestly, I had the nicest, most positive experience this time around. I had just me and my partner, and we had such a gorgeous big room. We had the nicest, funniest, most relaxing midwives ever. We had a really nice experience in the fact that it was in the evening, so we had the lights turned off, we had the radio playing like the 70s music, we were having really good banter with the midwives, and they had this kind of moon light in the back that was like that changed colours. So we just had that on, so it was like nice, kind of relaxing mood lighting, and it was like dim, and we were just kind of like dancing to like the music in between contractions. So my contractions started getting really strong around 9 p.m. So I went on gas and air. I had gas and air the first time, and I had gas and air this time. I really like it as a form of drug, I suppose, when you're just getting in labour. I find it really helps with the pain actually, and you're just high off your head. It's really hilarious. And gas and air really did help with the pain in my experience. Like I love just doing the deep breathing. I love being as natural as I can. Every other drug alternative kind of really scares me. The fact that things can go wrong and you don't have control of your bowels afterwards, you don't have control of your legs afterwards, and yeah, gas and air for me just seems like the safest option for me and baby girl. So I had that. Literally had no complications. So yeah, around 10 o'clock my contractions start getting really 9-10 o'clock my contractions get really strong. So I go on gas and air. I'm like around 5 centimeters dilated. And then around 11:30, I was sick. I wasn't sick the first time, so I didn't really expect that. I didn't think that was gonna happen. But I was sick. My poor boyfriend, bless him, he was amazing, by the way. He was so incredible this time. He was incredible both times, but I feel like this time he was better prepared. And I couldn't have asked for a better person to parent with and to go through pregnancy with. He was so supportive, giving me everything I need, like giving me positive affirmations, which I didn't realize I needed. But positive affirmation during birth made, I feel like for me, a huge difference. It was so good, but bless him, he cannot handle sick. So as soon as I was sick, he was out into the bathroom to go and like hide while the midwives helped me like clean up and help me change. It was really horrible though. I was like being sick while having contractions, so I couldn't have the gas in there, and it was a whole mess. That's probably the worst bit I would say actually about the labour, was being sick, because who likes being sick? And also the fact that I couldn't have gas in there for the contractions while I'm being sick. Obviously you just couldn't do that. And then around midnight, I want to push. I needed a push, and they were like, yeah, great, go ahead, which I found so empowering, because in my first delivery, the midwife's like, whatever happens, whatever you do, when you feel like you need to push, don't push. Don't push until we tell you. We'll tell you how to navigate for the pushing. So when I was like, oh, I need to push, and they were like, go on then, just go ahead and push, whilst they were getting like, their gloves and the aprons and all the equipment ready. They're like, yeah, go on, just push. So I was like, oh, okay. I am panicking though at this point. As soon as I had that feeling to push, I started panicking. I do not know why, but I went into frenzy. I was having a meltdown. I was crying. I was like, I need to push. So that was really strange. I felt really emotional and felt really scared. I think because pushing, I find for me, is the worst bit. And also that's when reality sets in. Like, she's coming. Like, you are not leaving the situation without a baby. Like, she's coming. I pushed easier this time. So with Archie, he came out in 4 pushes. With April, she came out in 2 pushes. I was really lucky this time, really fortunate that I didn't tear, so I didn't need any stitches. And the recovery for this was so much easier, because I didn't tear or stitch. Recovery was quicker. Going to the toilet was a lot nicer. I could bath straight away, and that really helped me to kind of feel like I had it all together, especially with the fact that I already had about to have a 5-year-old. I gave birth. I had skin to skin. I latched it on straight away. I was so grateful. I'm nearly 3 weeks postpartum now, and I'm still breastfeeding, and I'm just so grateful. She latched on straight away. We've had absolutely no problems with breastfeeding so far. We're both doing really well. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. I'm doing it in public. It's going really well. I do apologise that I'm jumping around a little bit. I feel like now it's actually quite a distant memory, so I'm trying to remember it all before it all slips away. But yeah, 12:18 a.m. she was born. She was born at £6.12, so she was actually 0.2 ounce, like 2 ounces, whatever it is, heavier than my son. My son was 6'10" and he was born late, so I'm so glad I had her early, because gosh knows how big she would have got if I'd gone full term. My boyfriend had to leave as I then went to the labour ward to recover. Oh wait, I forgot to mention, they took bloods from the umbilical cord, because I had made antibodies from my last pregnancy, and they could have caused any health problems. They could have caused certain problem to her if my blood had got mixed with her blood. So they took blood from the umbilical cord, and then I literally just had to wait for those blood results. So I stayed in hospital until I think I went home at 3 p.m. that same day. So I gave birth at 12 a.m. and I was home by 3 p.m, which is incredible, because with Archie I had to stay in for 2 nights because they were trying to get him to latch, they were trying to get him to breastfeed, and eventually we decided that we'd give up going with the bottle. But because he breastfed straight away, I was absolutely fine to go home, and I felt fit and healthy, and I wanted to be at home with my son. So yeah, they took bloods from the umbilical cord. They came back inconclusive, so then they had to take blood from her heel, which was horrible, because they obviously prick the heel to get blood to come out. So she did not like that at all. They had to do that several times, because I don't know what was wrong, but the blood just wasn't working. They had to do that 2 or 3 times, but blood came back absolutely fine. is absolutely gorgeous and perfect and healthy and amazing. Obviously, I'm biased, but she's my baby and she's just perfect to me. And yeah, so I was literally home by 3 p.m. So that is my birth story, and I feel so good about it. It was such a positive experience. Like that would make me want to do it again. I'm not doing it again, but I'm so thankful and grateful for having such an incredible positive experience. I cannot thank the nurses and the midwives at Staffordshire Hospital enough. They were they went above and beyond. They were just incredible. Like my mum said it sounded like I was at a hotel, and I felt like I was at a hotel. They bent over backwards to take such great care of you. I was quite nervous giving birth in a hospital that I was unfamiliar with and I'd never really been to and I didn't know much about, but I couldn't have asked for a better experience really. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to get into a better routine of uploading these videos more regularly now that she's here, and I've got loads of great content lined up, so fingers crossed that she's going to let me do lots of videos for you guys. I hope the upcoming week for you is absolutely amazing and you have a great week, and I will see you in my next video. I'll just show you a little April. She's asleep right now, but